Hello guys, and welcome back to another one. So on today's video, since the archery contest started today, I want to compare some of the weapons that we have in the game and talk about if they're really worth to spend on or if there are better options for those ones. Since the archery contest is not the cheapest event, it would really make sense to focus on getting what you really need and don't spend your black diamonds on stuff that you could potentially get from other ways, and of course if the weapons are really worth it in the end. So on this episode we are going to talk about for the Enzo weapon, the Latz weapon and the Drake weapon. If you click on the top right, you're going to see all the available weapons that are on the archery contest, and if you scroll down to the bottom, you're going to have the three weapons that we're going to talk about. Blood Vengeance is going to be Enzo weapon. Blade of Veracity is going to be the Latz, and Light of Jade Sea is going to be the one for Drake. So three weapons that on paper they're exactly the same, but of course since we're talking about three different commanders, they are going to be different on some aspects as well, especially for the stats that they are going to give you, and of course the attributes that you can get out of them. So let's start with the first one, which is going to be the Enzo one, the Blood Vengeance. This weapon is going to give you 27.5 cavalry attack and 6.88% total health on the first star. This is going to be the base level of the commander, of the commander weapon, of course, and it's going to go up and more every time you upgrade the weapon, going up to 55% on cavalry attack and 13.75% total health on the max level, which is going to be 10 weapons. In case some people don't know how many weapons you want to max it, every stage requires 2 weapons in order to get 1 star, except the last stage, so from 3 stars to 4 star, you're going to require 3 weapons to get to 4 stars. So all in all, you're going to need a total of 10 weapons in order to go up to a maximum of 4 stars for a weapon. So on the special effects, the Enzo's special ability was every 3 seconds in the battle, Commander Enzo increases the ally cavalry lineup defense by 35%, up to 3 times. This is the max level. And on full stacks, every 3 seconds, Commander Enzo is going to heal 1% of the wounded ally cavalry lineup. This is really important to talk about since Enzo, Latz, and Drake go hand in hand with Jamie Lannister and his 4-star ability that enables your troop type to do weakness attacks. So on the first tier, the simple weapon, you no stars, it's going to be 12% every tick. So the only thing that changes on these weapons are going to be the amount of defense each tick is going to give you, up to 3 times. So the first star, the no star weapon is going to give you 12% per tick, and the max quality is going to give you 35%. This actually translates to 36% on the base weapon, since it's going to stack up to 3 times maximum, and it's going to be 105% defense on the 4 stars. So it's going to be a huge bump in defense, but I think that it's not going to be that important to go for the defense. Of course, being a cavalry weapon, it's going to give you a cavalry base attack if you're like, of course, to roll it with it, and it's going to cost you 100 stones to do one reroll on its random attributes. Continuing this commander weapon lineup, we got the Blade of Veracity, which is going to be an exact copy of the Enzo weapon, just we're going to talk about for infantry. So exactly the same 27.5% infantry attack on no tier and 6.88% total health, going again up to 55% infantry attack and 13.75 total health. So as we're going to see here, the stats between those weapons are not going to change. Exactly the same for the light of the JHC, and exactly the same is the passive buff that you're going to get out of the weapon for your lineup. So it's going to be 12% on the base tier of the weapon, 35% defense on the max tier of this weapon. But of course, it's going to give you the potential of getting infantry base attack, which, as we said many times, base attack is really important for your overall damage output of your commander. And of course, last but not least, we got the light of the JHC, which is going to be, as we again said, is going to be an exact copy of the previous two weapons, and we're going to get 27.5% spearman attack and 6.88% total health, and of course going up 55% and 13.75% total health. Again, the same, the defense goes up to 35. I don't want to repeat myself every time. As I said, Enzo, Latz and Drake, all these three commanders have very similar or exactly the same 4-star ability focused on another troop type. Enzo Cavalry, Latz Infantry, Drake Spearman. And of course their weapons are going to be focused around this troop type as well, and it's going to give you the attributes for this troop type, and of course the potential, as I said, to get the base attack for that troop lineup. So the real question is it worth it to go for these weapons? I would personally make the argument that they're not that great of the weapons. So if we talk about Latz, for example, since I personally got more infantry weapons and I can talk about those more. As we said, 27.5% and 6.88% on the total health. So if we go and check, for example, the Oath, which is a free-to-play weapon that we have for Chris, but of course you can wear it on any commander that you want. The Oath weapon on the no stars is going to give you 25% infantry health and 6.25 total health. And of course it's going to give you the same potential for base attack, but in this case the Oath is going to have a max of base attack of 10, while other weapons, what they are more expensive, are going to give you a potential of 11. But in reality, getting a 10 base attack, you're not going to look for the 11 base attack. 10 base attack, I think, don't many people don't have them in the game right now, so even getting close to 10 is going to make a pivotal role for your damage output. Is defense that high of importance of a stat? I highly doubt it, since most people go for health now and troop attack. Defense is nice to have, of course, reducing the overall damage that you get, but I think it's not going to help you in the long run, since it's going to only stack 3 times, and on max level is going to be like 70% additionally, which in my opinion is not that great. If these weapons would change something on the healing potential of the commanders, I would highly suggest getting those, since it's good to have the additional healing. But since the healing stays up to 1% each tick every 3 seconds and nothing changes on that, I would stay away from those 3 weapons unless you are looking for your 5th weapon, for example, to get some base attack. Other than that, their wheel is exactly the same as the other previous 2 wheels, so you got the weapon random on the middle and one chest for everyone on the top. The Reforged Ores, the Elite Commander Selection Pack, the Epic General Tokens, and up to 30 shards for those weapons. As I said, they're pretty low on my list, since, for example, I can get many infantry weapons that would give me a bigger advantage and honestly almost the same stats in terms of base attack. So area weapon, the oath, the dance of water, for example, these weapons are going to bring me more value compared to the Enzo, Latz or Drake weapons. So I hope you enjoyed this small guide, this small talk about those three weapons. I'm going to talk about on another video about the Layla, Jamie and Sinara weapon, which I think is the best weapons that you can get for your commanders right now. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next one.
I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.